Can Monte Barrett capture one of the titles as an American?
Yesterday, Larry Merchant asked Monte Barrett, "Are you hungry for this fight?" Barrett said, "Hungry? I'm past starving. I'm near dead. I have no choice but to win."
He has the right mental attitude coming into this fight. I give him credit for that.
Well, you can see right away he's trying to come in and work, be aggressive. It's not his normal style.
Once again, Valuev weighed in at 328. Barrett weighed in at 222. It's a difference of 106 pounds. John Ruiz was dramatically outweighed as well, but outlanded Valuev in power shots, and Barrett just landed the first big power shot of the fight and seems momentarily to stun Valuev with a right hand. Monte Barrett firing away, lands a big left hook. He got away with a knockdown. His glove touched the canvas. Valuev knocked him down. The referee didn't see the glove touch the canvas.
Yeah, you know, but he's fighting him two straight, going straight in on him, so it's just a matter of time he's going to get knocked out.
And you're exactly right, Jim. That was a knockdown.
Barrett's already been down. His glove touched the canvas, but the referee did not see it. Now Valuev simply throws him down.
Stay here, stay here. Let's go.
Many in the crowd on their feet.
Barrett is trying to do a Dempsey to Willard, trying to overwhelm the bigger man with activity and speed.
July 4, 1919, Toledo, Ohio. Jack Dempsey in the first round against Jess Willard. Knocked out 5 of his teeth, broke 3 of his ribs in one of the most vicious assaults ever. Dempsey was outweighed 60 pounds. This is different, 106 pounds.
Yeah, but Barrett is just going straight back and even coming in with his arms wide open, no defense. It's just a matter of time he's going to get knocked out. He's
not a bit of a wrestling match there.
He's not attacking him from angles or anything.
He's not doing what James Bashir wanted him to do. He's flinging himself at the Giant.
It appears that Valuev's punches don't have to land flush to move Barrett.
328 pounds. They don't even have to land on just graze you, and that's enough to knock you down.
Looking at him in the ring now, in a face-to-face perspective for the first time, Emmanuel, he would dwarf even Vladimir Klitschko.
Vladimir is 6'7", and he would even be taller than him, but Vladimir still ever be the biggest guy that he'd ever fought himself.
And probably with the quickest jab. Hard right hand by Valuev. Barrett reaches in and grabs.
Stay off his head.
And Vladimir has fought 7 foot tall, he says, in Russia when he was in the amateurs.
There's an uppercut for Valuev, well-chosen punch.
And he's right there to be hit.
Break clean, break clean.
First round coming to a close. It's been a spectacle. And once again, Monte Barrett is lucky that he is not already the victim of a knockdown in the fight. As we go to Valuev's corner where they speak Russian, our interpreter is Mark Leibovich.
Everything's perfect. Everything's perfect. Just you don't have to do anything. Just keep throwing punches, and just keep throwing punches. That's all. And work on his body.
All right. Let's punch straight and then open up the overhand right. Okay.
Yeah, he got it.
You did good. Jimmy, put a little more on this right eye over here. You're doing all right, but punch straight.
Here you see them just say winging punches where either one could land. And in this particular case, he got his punches in, meaning Barrett first, and then you see the next big power punch end up came from the big man.
CompuBox numbers in one. Valuev 14 out of 54. That's pretty much an average round for him. Barrett 14 out of 59. Valuev landed only 1 of 13 jabs. Usually he's much more accurate with the jab than that. Again, Barrett gets in a power shot, and the crowd oohs and ahs in the first seconds of round 2. James Bashir not terribly critical of Monte Barrett, and we thought maybe he would be after the wildness of round 1.
Well, I think Barrett is doing what he wants to do. Can he continue doing it?
Well, his corner, James Basher, told him to throw straight punches and quit throwing looping punches.
Valuev letting his right hand go again. Already he's thrown more right-hand power shots in the first couple of rounds than we saw for much of the night in his Europe fight against John Ruiz. Worked almost exclusively with the jab against Ruiz, who was able to jump inside and land power shots, but had difficulty getting away from the long snap of the left jab.
Barrett's come out here to take the jab away. Challenge Valuev to beating him in some other way than what has always been his best punch.
Actually, if he would jab, he could beat Valuev with the jab, from what I can see.
Because
Valuev is just too slow, and all he has to do is jab over top of Valuev's right hand the way it's extended. He would hit him with the jab.
And incidentally, as Barrett determines whether he wants to try to jab with the jabber, in Valuev's fight against Ruiz, he out-grabbed the grabber. The fight was examined for clinches, of which there were 111, and Valuev was seen to have initiated 76 of them.
Someone out-clinched Ruiz
by a wide margin. He out-grabbed the grabber.
Break!
Well, I think because of the size differential in his fights, there are always going to be a lot of clinches just like this.
Break clean.
If Barrett was settled down, he's too hyper, too nervous, and just work a jab and box view night, he could possibly win this fight simply on that, but I don't think he's going to do it. All it is moving boxes.
It's hard to imagine Valuev getting very tired at this work rate. Of course, maybe this work rate's pretty good for a man of his size. I mean, I love Larry's opening line. If he can fight a little, does that mean it's a lot?
Right away, you're hearing that nobody loves a Goliath. Luke Chamberlain's famous line as the crowd starts to chant for Barrett.
Everything's fine. You're doing fine. You're doing fine. You see, he's already tired. He's already tired. Just push him a little bit more. Push him a little bit. I feel what you're doing right now. Just you're jerking, and then jab him. Just throw punch and meet him.
Here you see the wild overhand rights that Barrett is throwing, but still a lot of those are making some barely contact, but they're still landing somewhat.
Incidentally, Monte Barrett, should have pointed out before now, Monte Barrett fighting with pink gloves on in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. A very warm and very laudable gesture toward breast cancer awareness in this country. Good for Monte.
Stop! You, watch your head. Let's go.
Barrett scored his upset win over Dominic Quinn. He was so far down on his luck that he saw that basically as his last chance. Then he was in a pretty good position and got that opportunity against Rahman 14 months ago. By his own admission, he stunk out the joint.
And you know what, I'm looking at this fight. He has a chance to score upset tonight if he would fight properly, because Valuev looks very vulnerable to me for almost anything. But he's fighting just the wrong way, coming straight in, bending over where he's going to get hit on the back of the head and up where sooner or later he's going to get tired and get knocked out.
There he stuck a jab and he stuck another jab, Manny. Maybe he's beginning to think what you're thinking, that he could outbox the Giant if he stays in his envelope.
Break!
He was hyper in the first round just to see what Valuev had. He's settled down now. Let's see if there is something he can do.
Break!
So far, what we're getting is 1-2 clinch. 1-2 clinch.
Those right hands on the side of his head, even though he's going underneath them, they wear you out because they're coming over top and they're going to drain him eventually.
Break.
If he would roll underneath and come back with a left hook, roll his shoulder and throw a counter right, anything. Because Valuev does the same thing over and over.
Stop. Stop.
If Barrett could do those things, Emmanuel, he would have beaten a good fighter somewhere earlier in his career.
Stop. Stop. Too much holding, guys.
This is the calm after the storm of the first fight.
Well, there were many in Madison Square Garden who thought that Barrett won his tumultuous bout against Joe Macy, a fight in which Macy emerged with a razor-thin decision.
Let's work.
But he actually outweighed Macy.
Stop.
He didn't do anything until he got knocked down.
Left hook by Barrett. Got off
Break.
first.
Break.
Beat Valuev to the punch.
Watch the head. Let's go.
Valuev still hasn't gotten his jab going the way he does in most fights. Now they trade right hands at close range, and Barrett lands a left hook.
Time.
You saw there that when Nikolay Valuev throws a power punch, he can be countered because he winds up off balance, and that's what Barrett saw. Friday, October 27, catch the premiere of Countdown to Baldomir Mayweather, a documentary-style look into both camps as they prepare to face off for Baldomir's welterweight title November 4 on HBO pay-per-view.
Lot of shakes. Keep moving to your right side. Punch straight. When he tries to defend against that punch to the body, go over the top. Time the right hand. Trying to throw a right hand underneath you, time it with your left hook. You understand? He goes to throw the right hand underneath you, time it with the left hook. You got me?
Barrett is just swinging desperation punches, but still he's been effective in landing those.
Saw there, Valuev missed a big right hand. Barrett hit him with a right, came back with a left, almost landed another right hand. Average jabs per round, Valuev 3 out of 16, Barrett 3 out of 17. They're dead even there. They both landed 40 punches by CompuBox count in the first 3 rounds. The numbers could scarcely be more even. Harold, how do you have it so far?
Okay, Jim, 2 rounds to 1, 29-28, Nikolay Valuev. Jim, I thought that Nikolay won that first round when he hurt Monte Barrett. Monte didn't do a heck of a lot in the second round, but Monte Barrett winged that right hand over the top, and Nikolay didn't do a darn thing in round 3. So I thought they get in the third round to Monte Barrett. 2-1, Valuev.
Barrett was batted by a left hook here about 20 seconds ago. Now there's the left hook for Barrett, lands solidly, and he gets in a right before Valuev pushes him away. Right now, Barrett is landing the more effective punches. And he does it again. Just missed with the left, lands a right. Valuev blocks the second one. Barrett says, I'll try it one more time.
Turning out to be a street brawl between a big guy and a smaller guy, and that's all it is at this stage.
Break.
No
Watch
boxing,
hands,
no
guys. Watch your
techniques.
heads.
Yeah, it looks like the doorman is trying to keep some interloper out of the club.
There's the jab again.
It looks like a battle between a Mastiff and a smallish pit bull. And Barrett is not by nature a pit bull, but he's trying to be one tonight.
Break. You coming in with your head too low. Let's go.
Those raising right hands are taking their effect on Barrett because he's getting tired. Plus, those punches they're pushing the weight, and he's becoming more predictable to line up for a right hand now.
In any sport, you see it over and over and over. Small can handle big, sometimes for 2/3 or 3/4 of the competition. But ultimately, small will tire faster than big.
And that's what's happening. Plus, I think he was very hyper, too. That didn't happen at all.
Valuev got in a solid right and a winging left.
Break clean, break clean.
Barrett landed one punch in the exchange.
Which tells me he's not really a devastating puncher as big as he is. He's landed enough blows to the side of the head and some where he should have been able to have seriously knocked down Monte Barrett by now if he had any real punching power.
I agree. Having watched his tapes of Ruiz and Donald and even the Owen Beck fight, I do not believe Valuev was a big puncher. But I believe he's usually a better jabber than we've seen tonight. Now he begins to stick that jab in Barrett's face and try to follow it with the right hand over the top. And there is a tremendous danger of getting hit on the back of the head.
Yes.
Barrett landed another thudding right hand to punctuate the round, and the crowd rises as they support the American fighter.
Jimmy, a little slight cut in the corner.
Okay, from the hit him from the right, hit him from the right, and stay calm, stay put. You have to hit him left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right. I don't see any combinations when you're doing this. So try to alternate left, left, right, right. You see, I depend on you. I depend on you. Just do what you can. Yes, be smart.
Breathe again. Use your legs more. Stay over to the right side. You got me? Stay to that right side.
Let's go, guys. Come on, guys. Let's go.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
For some reason, I find myself thinking of Andre the Giant, the wrestler who was about 7'4" and 350.
Yeah.
And he fought an exhibition with a big heavyweight, Chuck Wepner. And what he did was he picked Wepner up and threw him into the crowd.
You know, it's a lot of heavyweights would give anything to be in the position of Monte Barrett tonight, the way that Valuev is looking. Because Barrett is fighting, to me, I think, a terrible fight, and still it's a competitive fight.
Pull his head. Let's go. Right. Watch that head. Let's go.
Barrett has slowed down considerably. Just looking now to wing a few punches around and hope something gets in and hurts Valuev.
And as the action slows, it leaves us time for ringside request. You can log on to hbo.com/boxing and file a request for a question to be forwarded to Emmanuel Stewart, Larry Merchant, or Jim Lampley. And question number one tonight to you, Emmanuel. There are so many rumors about you training so many guys in this sport. That's all I can say. Regarding Tommy Morrison's comeback, a viewer asks, any chance of you training him?
I would not have the time. I'm right now preoccupied with Vladimir Klitschko. And that Vladimir is a handful. You have to start at 6 in the morning with him, and you may not finish up to 8 at night because he likes to train 2-3 times a day, watch fight films, talk boxing. So that's my schedule.
So you believe in Vladimir, you train the #1 heavyweight in the world. You also have a heavyweight prospect named Jonathan Banks, correct?
Yes, so Jonathan is a cruiserweight, NABO cruiserweight champion. He's a very good prospect.
Let's go.
And he fights heavyweight in between.
And what about the amateur, Hasim Rahman's son, Hasim Rahman Jr.?
Yeah, I've got Hasim Rahman Jr. among my amateur team. That's my heavyweight.
That's the Emmanuel Stewart heavyweight division, and will not include Tommy Morrison. Yeah, I saw Tommy recently at the James Tony Samuel Peter fight in Los Angeles, and he looked to be in good condition. That's all I can say. Valuev trying to land something big over the top in what has been a relatively action-free 5th round.
I don't know, it looks like all the rounds to me.
Well, I think the action has slowed somewhat since the frenzy of the first couple rounds, Larry.
Well, it looks like they're fighting in amber.
Stop.
And Valuev just taking his time and trying to land one of those clubbing right hands. Just a matter of time. There it is. And that's what he's trying to land. And then when he landed it, he still didn't knock him out and knock him down.
Thudding right hand landed flush over the top. Barrett took it, although he was momentarily bent by it.
Break clean.
Now he takes the right hand to the body. Monte's clearly in pretty good shape. Wails away at Valuev with a right hand to the body of his own.
Double your jabs inside the head. Keep him in. Keep him inside of his chest. Do a little more body work now. Hands gonna come down, then you go over the top with them left hooks. Hands come down. Go straight with your punches. Don't reach up so much. You're looking for the right hand. So what you do, you shake the right hand. Go to your left hook right hand. You understand? Shake the right hand. Go to your left hook right hand. And stay to your right side. Can't do nothing when you move your right. Looking good, son. Looking good. Looking real good.
You gonna pick it up now?
Yeah. You're turning up on his ass now. He's tired. Hit him and go. Hit him and go. Hit him and go.
An aerial look at the skyline of Chicago. Jabs in round 5. Valuev had his best round of the fight so far, landing 11 out of 26. If that pattern continues to grow, then Valuev will have the advantage in the fight.
When I'm surprised, I thought Valuev would be jabbing more because I saw before he has a very good left jab when he uses it, but he's basically just waiting to throw his right hand.
I think he may have been ruffled a bit by the frenzy of Barrett in the first couple of rounds, and he might have thought that he was going to get a chance for an early knockout, so he threw more power punches. And now he's starting to get back into that Nikolay Valuev groove, which is basically jab, 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 jab. Barrett landing some shots to that giant head of Valuev.
You know, those are slinging shots, and, you know, Valuev can see each one of them coming, so his body's preparing for him, so they're not that effective.
And referee John O'Brien eventually said to Barrett, look, throw clean punches.
Let's go.
If he just did his jab, he would set up this guy with a jab and eventually throw a straight right hand or either short left hook, but he should use his jab more with Valuev because it's effective.
Valuev's jab blocks out the sun. If you let him get it going and throw 25 or 30 around as he did in the last round, you've got yourself a tremendous tactical problem. This time Valuev grabbed Barrett as he came inside.
Break clean.
And for the first time, a look of something like discouragement seems to creep into the face of Monte Barrett. Valuev sticks the jab. Barrett rips him with a left hook.
But one thing, Monte Barrett has gotten comfortable with the size difference. I think it's not intimidating to now. He's gotten very comfortable with it. Feels very, you know, comfortable in the whole situation. But the size is not that intimidating to him, I don't think, as it was in the beginning.
No, the jab is the problem now. The jab is landing and pushing him back.
Watch that head.
He's tired maybe, but I don't think he has the fear that much, and he's beginning to feel that he can hit Valuev when he wants to for the most part himself now.
They trade shots again at close range. Barrett landed solidly, so did Valuev.
Those right hands on the side of the head and the shoulders is taking an effect on him.
There's another right hand for Valuev. There's another left hook for Barrett.
Break clean, break clean.
Valuev's accuracy is rising as the fight goes on. There's a good left to the body. That was a well-chosen cleanup left hook.
He's just taking his time, biding his time right now. He's not ruffled by Barrett at all.
I was surprised to see that good left hook. He didn't show that against John Ruiz.
Pull that jab back, pull it back.
Barrett on the back of the head as the round came to a close, and Monte looks just a little bit weary as he settles down at the midway point of the fight.
Those back of the head punches don't do any good. They affect you.
Well, use the tactics. Use the tactics. Be smart. Be smart. Would you keep it? Try to use the tactics. Then left, then right. The jab with the right hand.
We in this thing big time. We got him here. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, we got him, baby. Let's got him. Combination punches now. Combinations. Stay low, combination. Okay. Okay, here you go.
Barrett's trainer, James Bashir, told us yesterday, rounds 7, 8, and 9 will tell us who Valuev is. If Monte has done his business in the first 6 rounds, Valuev's stamina will be on the line in those 3 rounds. Let's see if Bashir knew what he was talking about. Harold, how do you have it for 6?
I don't know about James Bashir. Tell him he's winning it big. 58-56, 4 rounds to 2, Nikolay Valuev. Jim, This guy's not, he's in his rhythm, Valuev, and Monte's not. Monte's just winging that right hand over the top, hoping to land the big one. In the meantime, Valuev keeps dropping that right hand down on him and doing more damage. And that's all there is to it. I mean, Monte just can't, he's a slow starter. He can't get into a rhythm early, and I don't think he's in a rhythm in this fight yet. 4-2, Valuev.
I agree that Valuev is winning the fight for what it's worth.
Well, Larry, do you think, and this is a viewer request question, do you think we'll have an undisputed heavyweight champion anytime soon?
I don't know that we'll have an undisputed champion anytime soon, but I think within a year or so, we'll have a recognized champion. Somebody will emerge who will be recognized as the best of the bunch.
There was hope for a while that a fight between titleists, Poland Moskaev and Vladimir Klitschko, could be made for November 11. Ultimately, they wound up choosing separate opponents. Klitschko is fighting Calvin Brock, and Moskaev is going to fight the guy that Klitschko chose not to fight, Shannon Briggs. Maybe eventually they angle toward each other.
Well, it wasn't Vladimir chose not to
Excuse me,
fight.
Leohovic is fighting Briggs. Excuse me, not Moskaev. Leohovic is fighting Briggs. I apologize for that. Leohovic took the WBO title from Layman Brewster last year. He's from Belarus, but lives in Scottsdale.
You would think that one American would win one of these three fights.
From among Brock, Briggs, and Barrett.
Right.
An American whose last name begins with B.
Break, step back. Let's go. Break. Let's go.
Maybe if they fail, Max Baer could be next. Referee John O'Brien doesn't like Valuev just blocking Barrett across the ring. Now Valuev begins to let his hands go a little more as he thinks he's got Barrett going.
Yeah, this is the fatigue factor. And those right hands on the side of the head are taking out effect sooner or later.
Now, Barrett is hurt
and tired.
Let's go.
And incidentally, it's an 18-foot ring, and it starts to look smaller and smaller now as Barrett's options begin to close.
Give me that water. Give me the water. Give me the water. Give me the water. Get over this bucket. Come on, get over the bucket.
Hey, you in tremendous shape right there.
All right, okay, all right. How you doing? Talk to me. Talk to me. You all right?
Gotcha.
Rinse, get a good rinse.
Wasn't good enough.
Right here, you can see the right hand of Valuev coming right here and landing a very good short right hand. And once again, you see another. Those right hands have a lot of effect. It may not be landing on the chin, but just enough of those on the side of your head and top of your head get you disorientated.
Seconds out.
What do you think of his level of craft, Manny?
Valuev?
Yeah.
I'm not impressed at all. I'll be very honest with you tonight. I mean, it's both guys really look, to me, not impressed enough to be fighting for the heavyweight championship of the world.
Well, it's just a heavyweight
It's
title belt.
well, maybe that's the state
It's
of
just
it.
a heavyweight title belt.
Yeah.
They're trading shots again, and this is not good for Barrett. And Monte's grabbing and holding on.
I give him credit for that. It's the one thing he's doing. When he gets hit, he always try to get in close and smother him. He doesn't bag back that much.
Valuev was 22 out of 50 in the last round, with 22 connects for his high total for the fight, and 16 of them were power shots.
Let's go.
Valuev has gone 12 rounds 6 times, so he doesn't spend more money than he has in these fights.
He only has one knockout past the 6th round in his 44 fights coming in. Amazingly, Monte Barrett has 5 knockouts past the 6th round. Barrett almost went down. The ropes kept him up. He bounced off the ropes and landed a counter punch. But that right hand really hurt Monte Barrett.
Barrett had a little left. Valuev is so wide open now, trying to finish the fight, he could hurt him.
It's a forearm. Let's go.
On the other hand, it's hard to generate leverage and power when you're punching 1 foot up.
Watch your head.
It's like he's leaping up to change a light bulb.
You could throw the greatest uppercut of all time, and it might lose all its power before it reaches the target. Monte goes down, seemingly as much from exhaustion as from contact.
Yes. Accumulation of the weight, the exhaustion.
That's why he doesn't like the knockdown call.
Well, he was off balance, but he's the one who put himself off balance.
Break.
So the first knockdown of the fight, although I believe Barrett was knocked down in round 1 and got away with it.
Break. Break clean. Let's go. Break. Break.
That momentarily settles the issue of whether Monte could really have a viable shot of winning a decision, or it seems it would appear to.
It's going to be a life and death struggle for him to go more than another round or two.
He's trying to land
Even if
one
he
big
didn't get
right-hand
hit.
shot and change both his life and Valuev's in one moment. So the first knockdown of the fight takes place in round 8 as Monte Barrett tastes the canvas.
How we doing? Okay. You okay? Bucket on the side of you, right there. You got to get back to jabbing him. You got to get back to jabbing him and go to your left hook. You're looking for the right hand. Stiff jabs, 2 of them right down the middle, and then drop the right hand. Breathe deep. Breathe deep. We still in the fight? Yeah. Okay, let's go, baby. Let's go.
Okay, more jabs with the right hand. Remember, the previous round, you were doing fine. You were doing fine.
Right here, you see the right hand. Yeah, that would have to be considered a knockdown. Even though Barrett has been falling in off balance like that all night, he was still hit before he went down. So legally, it's a knockdown.
CompuBox numbers through the 8th round. Valuev 127 out of 345. Barrett 97 out of 343. Harold Letterman has Valuev with a 3-point lead. Interestingly, scored the round 10-9, though Valuev had a knockdown. 5-point lead, Harold says. Right? Well, maybe I'm not sure.
Break.
Now the truck tells me that acknowledges that 78-73 is what we were looking for there. All right, so in other words, the numbers from the last round didn't get in, and it was a 10-8 round. And now here are more power shots for Valuev, and Barrett is really having a hard time of it as he flails away and keeps trying to land a big one.
It's a pure 6 brawl.
Break. Step back.
Barrett's like a 6'6" forward who's been jumping over a 7-footer all night to get rebounds, and now has no legs left.
Stop. Stop. You. Pull that punch back. Pull it back. Let's go.
I never heard that instruction before, Emmanuel. What was
I don't know what it was when you called the punch back. I don't understand.
Break.
Well, I guess he's saying don't leave the arm out there as a bar or as an impediment after you throw the punch. What a left hook by Monte Barrett. It landed flush on the giant head of Valuev, but Valuev was throwing a right hand and landed his at the same time.
Valuev has a head like a St. Bernard and seems to absorb punches pretty well.
Stop.
Well, we were having a discussion yesterday in which both of you were suggesting that the larger a man's head, the better he's going to be able to take punches.
Yeah. As Vladimir corrected me, his skull.
His skull.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Thank you, Vladimir.
Yeah.
That's from a man with a PhD in exercise physiology.
Yes. It's going to be interesting with him and Calvin.
Oh, huge left hook by Barrett. Perfectly thrown.
Desperation punches, and he's slinging them in there and still landing.
He ought to stay with the left hook. Valuev can see the right hand coming. There you go. The left hook lands again. But Valuev lands a huge counter right hand.
And Barrett goes under most of those right hands because you see him coming, so he just drops underneath them.
I got to hand it to Valuev. He's pretty smart. Every time Barrett launches and lands that left hook, Valuev is countering with the right hand instantly.
Valuev does the same thing over and over. If that was a Joe Frazier type guy, Barrett would make a little weave and come up with a left hook. But as you said, Larry, if he was that type of a fighter, he may not be getting the opportunity to fight Valuev anyway.
You are not doing what I'm saying. You're not doing what I'm saying. Why are you dancing? Why are you going back? Don't jump back. Just
Let's bring it out of him. All right? Did a good job, tough fall, straight punching. That left hook is in there now, you understand? Feint the body and go over the top of the left hook.
Here we see Valuev land a very good right hand here. I mean, with full power. And Barrett just coming back with punches out of the blue and still landing them. Here a good left hook. Valuev throwing his right hand, but throwing it too slow, and instead Barrett came inside of the punch. Here you see just accumulation of punches and probably just a physical strength.
Let's go.
Valuev shakes his arms to get a little bit of the tension out, and then unloads a big right hand shot over the top.
Let's go. Valuev is so predictable with this, steadily throwing the same thing over and over and over. If Barrett would just settle down and think and do anything to counter that, he would be very effective.
If you don't have, fast twitch muscles, it's hard to deliver that kind of quick knockout punch. It's all strength.
Harold, how do you have it through 9?
Okay, Jim. 87-83, 6 rounds to 3, Nikolay Valuev. Jim, you got to give him an extra point in round 8 because he knocked Monte Barrett off his feet. And I got to tell you what this thing was with the referee. There are a lot of referees in the world that don't let a guy measure his opponent, okay? And that was what John O'Brien objected to. He didn't want Nikolay Valuev measuring Monte Barrett, leaving the left arm outstretched, sort of holding him off with the left arm. Now, my call is it's perfectly legal as long as you keep the boxing glove closed, but a lot of referees object to it.
It's a good thing for Lennox Lewis that John O'Brien never refereed one of his fights.
Especially when he falls short, guys. But anyway, he doesn't understand. Maybe he said, well, anyway, so whatever the referee said, I don't think it upset him too much.
That's right.
We ought to give Barrett credit for making the best fight he can.
In terms of that, I would give him an A+. He's doing a great job considering the conditions and everything, even though he's doing it the hard way.
Incidentally, Valuev is that rare, intelligent, relatively educated Russian who doesn't speak English. He speaks some German, but no English, and that, frankly, is unusual. Back in the day of the Soviet Union, that might not have happened.
And I don't know if he's interested in trying to learn to speak English. Seems to be very happy with his Russian and German life.
Seems to be happy with much of his life, other than the publicity responsibilities of his boxing career, which definitely aren't his favorite thing.
Just 2 years ago, when he was being treated as a kind of carnival act, he was living in a one-room apartment with his wife and child 2 years ago. Looks to me like a one-room apartment wouldn't be big enough for him.
And amazingly, his professional boxing career has already lasted 14+ years. So in other words, he was 12 years into his pro career living in that one-room apartment.
Barrett is really hurt now.
Blood coming from his mouth, swelling around both eyes. Hoping to land the David slingshot shot to the forehead of Valuev.
He's fighting a very courageous fight.
Chop, chop, chop by Barrett. But the tall tree just keeps ambling by.
Well, you see, you're not listening to me. You're not listening to me. Is that a boxer? You're like an actor. You left, right. I told you, and try to increase the combinations. The more combinations, the better.
Give him more. All right. Got 2 rounds, Monte. 2 rounds. 2 rounds to bring it out of him. Understand? Short shots.
You gotta step around. You can't put your head in the air. You gotta listen what he wants you to do. Okay. Hit this guy
Short
with that
shots. Short shots, man.
Go, guys, come on. You took him further than he wanted to go.
Short shots.
Harold Letterman gave the last round to Valuev. Now with a commanding lead on the Letterman scorecard. Midway through round 1, it looked as though the fight was going to go only a few minutes. Now we're looking at what is likely a 12-round fight.
I'm very surprised that the fighters went this long. And it tells me quite a few things. One, Monte Barrett has got a lot of guts. And that also, Valuev doesn't have that much punching power because he's been landing punches. And it's just an accumulation of other factors, but not his punching power, that has Monte Barrett in the situation that he's in now.
And once again, the referee, John O'Brien, says that's not a knockdown. Barrett just went down from fatigue, but that right hand should do it. Barrett comes under the ropes on the knockdown. And let's see how much courage he's got left. He deserves a ton of credit for the bravery he's shown in fighting his way to this point in the fight.
Let's go.
And he's going to keep going. And let's hope he doesn't get hurt.
Break.
Monte, 2 guns. Barrett is outgunned now and in jeopardy against the big man. And you just hope he does not become a stationary target. And that uppercut may be enough to bring an end to it as an exhausted Barrett pulls himself up again. 2 knockdowns in this round. 3 overall in the fight. Valuev prohibitively ahead on the scorecards, or so it would appear.
There's
no reason why Barrett needs to go through this again. Absolutely no reason for Barrett to have to take one more big shot from this giant.
Break, step back, let's go.
The fact that most of them are clubbing shots is the only reason that he's up.
The fact that there's a chance of getting hit behind the head.
But yes, it is those head punches.
It's very dangerous.
Stop.
Yeah.
It's just not necessary, and James Bashir is going to jump into the ring and save his man.
Good for him. That was no
very good for James Bashir.
Very good call.
That was no gentle giant he was dealing with at the end.
And that is a brilliant stoppage by a trainer. That ranks right up there with Eddie Futch in Manila.
Yep, and they could actually call that a disqualification in some cases.
So what?
But he did what he had to do to save
He saved his fighter from an unnecessary shot. Brilliant by Bashir. Valuev closed the show, landing 19 out of 29.
Congratulations, Nikolay. You've now beaten 4 Americans in a row. Give us your feeling about this fight.
Как вы чувствуете себя после вот этого конкретного боя?
Я очень давно не дрался в Америке. И получилось так, что как будто все заново. Публика, новый зал.
I haven't been fighting in the United States for a long time, and now I feel like it's all new for me. The audience, the ring, and everything else.
Do you think you achieved your goal tonight of an eye-opening victory for the American public?
Думаете ли вы, что вы достигли своей цели сегодня? Это как бы вновь открыли глаза для американской публики.
Надо почитать, что напишут в газетах и что скажет американская публика.
Well, I have to read what they're gonna publish in the newspapers and what the American public would say about me.
Я очень рад, что я слышал, как в зале за меня болели. Спасибо огромное.
But I've heard many fans around here in this audience, and I'm very appreciative. Thank you.
Who would you like to fight next?
С кем бы вы хотели встретиться на ринге в следующий раз?
Всякий раз я делал ошибки, делая прогнозы на того, с кем я буду боксировать в следующий раз. Поэтому я не буду прогнозировать.
Well, I'm not gonna make any forecast right now, but each and every time when I do that, I make mistakes.
Thank you very much. Congratulations again.
Спасибо и поздравляю вас еще раз.
Спасибо большое.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.